Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone joining us from around the world. I'm Akash Goel, brand lead at AI CERTs, and your host for today's session on behalf of AI CERTs. Welcome. And today's topic is the $1 trillion AI economy where enterprise need role-based AI skills more than ever. So, as AI adoption accelerates across every business function, learning providers and workforce partners have a huge opportunity to help enterprises build future ready talent. And that's exactly what we'll drive into today. Okay, so we'll have two great speakers with us. Ben Watson, Chief Commercial Officer at AI Certs and Certain Ecosystem, with just career spanning Microsoft, global knowledge, Skillsoft, Scalable, and Ben leads commercial strategy and growth at AI Certs and is a recognized voice in workforce transformation and learning innovation. Joining in is Afreen Hashmi. She is Senior Account Manager at AI Certs and Certain Ecosystem. She works closely with training providers and enterprises to help them tap into emerging opportunities in AI education and workforce development. With that, I'll just hand over the session to Afreen. Afreen, over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Akash. It was a wonderful introduction. It just made me feel even good about myself. And always a pleasure to accompany and host this session along with Ben, of course. So, firstly, thank you everyone for joining us today. So, whether you're a training company, you're a consultant, a freelancer, a solopreneur, an association, university, maybe a skills academy, we are all seeing the same thing today, right? AI is no longer a future opportunity. So that's what we are here to discuss in today's session. I'm accompanied with Ben. I will be taking you through the first half of the discussion today, right? I'm going to talk about not the AI hype that we're all hearing about. So today's session isn't about the AI hype. I'm going to help you understand where the money is being spent, who is buying, and what they are buying when it comes to AI, and how partners like yourselves can position to capture that gold mine of an opportunity. So that's what we're here today. And Ben is going to take you through the second half of the discussion on how we can potentially work together in collaboration, and this could be a win-win opportunity for both of us, right? So moving on, I'm just going to take you through the slides as well. So of course, there is a huge enterprise AI demand, and the demand is already there. It's rising fast, right? There is a $1 trillion opportunity. Now, that's a huge number, but we're not focusing on the stats here. So when we hear $1 trillion numbers, they sound too large, right, to relate to. Let's like simplify that. 89% of the organizations are already using AI right now in some form or the other. That means the market has already moved past AI awareness. So we're not in the AI awareness stage anymore. AI is not an option anymore. It has become a necessity. The bigger question basically is, should we use AI? And how do we train people to use AI productively, ethically, and responsibly? Right? And that exactly is where the opportunity lies. Companies are currently not buying AI trainings just as, a traditional boot camp or a one-off workshop or for some certificates. They are buying because they need to see workforce productivity. They need to see the return on investment. And that's where we see that training partners are winning. And that is exactly what this slide is talking all about. So the opportunity is real, especially in the NAM region in the US market, right? So we're here to explore the US and the Canadian market on the kind of AI adoption and the opportunity that we are seeing when it comes to AI trainings and certifications, specifically the need of the hour being role-based certifications. So highlighting the text that is there in the box, uh, which is highlighted in blue. Enterprise buyers are already allocating role-based AI upskilling budgets. Partners are winning now are the ones able to launch credible workforce transformation programs quickly. There is no failure in terms of effort from partners. But the point is that the market is not ready to wait anymore. We need to be able to offer value based programs to enterprises to grab these huge L&D budgets that are being assigned. So moving on to the next slide and taking the discussion forward, where we are seeing, you know, a huge demand, specifically in the entire organization enterprise AI workforce transformation. So we're seeing that in the L&D and corporate upskilling space. We're seeing that in the government and public sector, in the training opportunities that are there. So these are the various opportunities that are specifically present in the corporate and the government sectors. And we see a huge demand right now in these segments of the market currently for AI. Most training providers immediately think about retail, B2C learners. But the biggest opportunity that we are seeing is actually B2B. One company may train 100 employees, some may train 500 employees, some may train 2,000 employees with one single training partner, with one single agreement. The reason enterprises are investing is very simple. AI has gone from the innovation budget to operational budgets in these enterprises. That's what we're seeing right now. And departments are being asked, how are you using AI? What productivity gains are you seeing? How are employees being upskilled? And that's driving the demand for structured, role based training programs in AI with validated proofs in the form of certifications. And that is what enterprise clients are looking for right now. And helping partners win multi year, huge enterprise opportunities where they're able to upskill the entire organization. So I just want to ask everyone who's present out here, just to make the session interactive. So how many here currently sell directly to enterprises and companies? I'd love to know if you're already offering anything to enterprises and to companies directly. Please feel free to share that in the chat. I'd love to know about who are your target audience, whether you cater to a B2C or a B2B. We would love to address that in the final Q&A session if time permits. And moving on to the next slide, of course, the demand also is there, not just in the corporate and the government. We are seeing that in association, membership, and professional network channels, and specifically in the education industry, in the education segment, which is the academic and university pathways. So this is where the demand exists. Many organizations are not realizing that they already have the distribution. Associations have members, universities already have students, consultants have clients, resellers have customer relationships. So the challenge isn't audience at all, is what we are saying, and from how we are looking at it. The challenge is offering something that is relevant to your audience. And AI has become one of the fastest growing technology and continuous education and workforce development categories right now. Something that is being invested hugely. AI is rapidly growing. The pace at which AI is moving is just phenomenal. To be honest, if we were having this session or conversation, 3 years back, I would say that, we are in the AI just the adoption phase, but right now we've progressed from that and have started using that into our operations. So there is a huge opportunity that we're already seeing. I would say, I would call it a gold mine of an opportunity, to be honest. So you don't necessarily need more customers. The demand is already there. Sometimes you simply need the right AI offerings for the customers that you already have, right? So that's what when I talk to partners on a day in and day out basis, since I handle partnerships here at AI Certs for the US and the Canadian market, this is the pain points that usually we discuss with partners when it comes to, you know, l- uh, missing out on huge opportunities and deals because of not having the right opportunity and because of lost timelines. So now moving to this slide, of course, the $1 trillion AI economy is here. That's a huge number, right? Ben would agree with me. Yet 59% of the enterprises still report a role-based AI skill gap. Hey, we are all using AI in some way or the other. I use ChatGPT extensively. I'm sure all of you all do as well. I may be using it for a different purpose or task. You may be using it for some other function, right? So that's where we believe the need of the hour is role-based certifications, where we focus not just on generalized AI skills, but all of our certifications are vendor aligned. They're not locked to one specific vendor platform or ecosystem. You can integrate those AI skills across any vendor platform you might be using in the enterprise or in the organization. And it's role based, so it's specialized AI skills specific to your industry and your job role. A doctor may use AI differently, so may an HR. A software developer might use AI for some other purpose, and a leader may use AI, for their business. So that's where we believe that the role-based certifications adds that value, and the certification adds that validation or a proof or that trust and credibility with the enterprise clients. That's helping our partners grab these huge deals. So enterprises are no longer looking for isolated traditional AI awareness workshops or boot camps. They can help win you one deal, but they will not help you win recurring deals. So right now, like I mentioned, based on extensive market insight, being into this space for so long now, what we've been able to recognize is that enterprises are looking for scalable, role-based capability that builds across teams that they can approve, measure, deploy quickly and effectively. That is what our certifications are here to offer. Right? So please feel free to share your questions. We'd be happy to address them at the end of the session. I would love to know more as to what you're hoping to learn from the session today. And thank you once again for joining us. And moving on to the next slide, why enterprise role-based AI workforce decisions are moving faster than most providers expect. So this slide talks about the 59% AI skill gap. This is probably the most important statistics in our entire deck, right? Despite all the AI investment that is happening, we spoke about trillions, billions, and all these millions of dollars that are being heavily invested by these organizations on AI adoption. But despite the heavy AI investment that is happening across the globe, specifically in the US market, since it's the first, to be into AI adoption. Almost 70% of the healthcare, banking, finance, BFSI industry is completely AI transformed. Enterprises still are reporting a major skills gap. The reason because the technology adoption is moving faster than the workforce is ready. That's what we are seeing. Most organizations, have the licenses, but they don't have the capability. The gap, basically, the AI skill gap that exists within the workforce right now is our opportunity. This is what has created the opportunity for every partner that is here today on this call. So that's what I'm here to discuss. So the demand, enterprise demand already exists. The role-based workforce enablement and delivery capacity is what organizations are looking for, right? So 3 years ago, AI training was optional, not anymore, is what I would say. So feel free to explore this slide. It has all the stats and the metrics, right, and the implications on why enterprise buyers move faster towards role-based certified AI workforce programs than traditional one-off kind AI training programs or boot camps or workshops. So the only question is, are you still pitching generic workshops or offering role-based AI programs that enterprise buyers can approve, scale, and see the ROI? So feel free to just take a couple minutes to go through the kind of metrics that we've put across when that there is a talent shortage. There's a huge of 50% that you can see that's a huge number. Almost half of the US organizations report significant AI skill gaps. That means there is 50% of the organizations right now are looking for workforce readiness that is scalable, that is approvable, and that is effective. So there's a huge opportunity. So the implication is premium pricing. You can, demand premium pricing for your offerings. Enterprise pay for credentials and not for discounts. They pay for the value that they're going to get. So today, executives are under pressure, to be honest. When I talk to these CEOs, we attend these AI shows, when we talk to these companies who've already started adopting AI in their businesses, the executives are under pressure from boards and investors and competitors. Employees are already using tools, ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude. The challenge is basically governance, productivity, compliance, role-specific usage of AI. And that is exactly what our organizations are asking for, are moving faster than providers expect, right? So companies don't want AI information anymore, uh, to be honest, guys. They really want to see AI implementation across different teams and job roles within the organization, right? So why buyers pay premium pricing? The reason. So I hope you've gone through the slide, right? But I would also like to this is an important slide which talks about 5 things that enterprise buyers expect before they say or sign a deal or choose a training company for their training requirements, for their workforce upskilling requirements. So before they choose a partner, they are looking at globally recognized credible certifications that are vendor aligned in industry standards portable across regions and employers. They don't want to enroll with any unrecognized credentials anymore. They're looking at validated credentialing proofs, not generic introductory AI training programs, but role specific programs is what is the need of the hour, and enterprises are looking at. Specifically, like we have courses called AI for developers, AI for executives, AI for finance, AI for HR, sales. We have a huge portfolio catering to both a technical and non-technical audience of over 80 plus role-based vendor-aligned certification programs and flexible learning delivery options for our partners to be able to offer this to your clients. Offer this as a self-paced e-learning option, an instructor-led option where it could be completely virtual instructor-led trainings, it could be hybrid, or it could be classroom-based or face-to-face offline trainings, completely your call as a partner with verifiable digital credentials. So you have flexible delivery options to go ahead and offer this to enterprise clients and practical tool-based skills. So hands-on learning with cloud lab environments with real-world AI tools that are being used in the job market out there. Not theory, not hype, not a sandbox environment, but real world AI tools that can be integrated across any platform. So, why enterprise reject one of kind trainings and traditional trainings which are not working for our partners anymore or for training companies anymore is there is no role alignment, so you cannot justify the the implications, the procurement of the training. There is no verifiable outcomes for the enterprise to measure. They can't measure role-based return on investment. There is no portability. Credentials don't transfer across roles. It's very generic and no compliance assurance, hence failing audit requirements of the enterprises. So without these elements, most providers stay stuck in pilot workshops instead of enterprise-wide role-based workforce transformation rollouts, right? So moving on how can we capture this gold mine of an opportunity that already exists, right? And why most learning partners are not able to grab these opportunities and are missing out on these huge deals. One mistake most training companies that we see are making is firstly competing on pricing. And of course, enterprise buyers rarely choose the cheapest option. Mind you, they choose the safest option. They choose the provider who appears credible, compliant, scalable. It's very simple. If a company is investing, right, in their workforce transformation for hundreds of employees, maybe even thousands of employees, a discount isn't their primary concern. You win by reducing their risk, by showing the return on investment, right? And that is what gives you the opportunity. So, as I said, organizations today are evaluating the five core things that we just spoke about, that is role-based certifications. So let's be honest, most organizations already recognize the opportunity. The problem is execution for them. To build alone, as you know, as partners, you need a lot of timeline, subject matter experts, you need curriculum builders, you need labs for all the hands-on, you need assessments, prove the capability of what the learners have learned, a certification framework, an LMS, a technology stack, marketing. And by the time you finish doing all of this, the market has not waited for you. It's already moved on. You've missed out on all the opportunity, the demand there is, and your competitors have gone ahead and grabbed. And AI has already evolved, moved so fast, it has already changed, and your content becomes outdated. So I would love to understand basically from anyone here who's there attending our session today, like, has anyone here worked on building an AI course internally? So I'd love to understand if you're already offering any AI programs that you've built in-house. I'd love to know if you've worked on building an AI course internally already. So I just, this just question popped up in my head, Ben, because I just wanted to understand, they already know the effort that goes into maintaining the quality of the content and building the content and the curriculum and stretching the teams and overworking. So I just wanted to, ask that question if anyone here has built their own AI course internally and are already offering this, right? So the issue basically, guys, what I'm trying to say is not the demand. The demand is there. The issue is the time to market, right? So that's what we are here to address today. So please feel free, as I said, to ask any questions. We'll be happy to address them at the end of the session. So yes, moving on and to adding and to building what I said, just this previous statement that I just mentioned, that the issue isn't the demand, it is the time to market. So it is how fast you can launch these programs and offer it to the customers that are already looking for these programs out there with billions and trillions of dollars being invested, thousands of dollars being invested, right? So we've established that the demand exists, the budget exists, the skill gap also exists, right? So the question is very simple. What's the fastest way to enter this market, right? How can we enter this market and capture this opportunity and capitalize on this? What is the fastest way to enter this market? So moving on, I always tell my partners when they ask me this question, right? When we have these conversations and these calls, when I connect with partners, that building your own offering isn't wrong. It just takes time, right? So and the competition intensifies. The market doesn't wait for you. So, as I said, it's not wrong. It just takes time and you lose out on the opportunity. While you're building, your competitors basically are already selling, is what I'm trying to say. So the cost is not about building the curriculum, it's about the lost opportunity. That's where I see the cost. For me, that's the cost being into sales, I would say. having my sales mind come in. But yes, now moving on to the next slide. Of course, I would want Ben to take over the next slide. But here, the fastest path to enterprise role-based AI workforce transformation opportunities, as you can see, is enterprise buyers are moving faster than most learning partners expect, right? So here are two scenarios for you, scenario A and scenario B, on what happens when you build your own programs. Like I said, it's not wrong. It just takes time and you lose out on the opportunity, and your competitors are already out there selling and grabbing those deals. So instead of spending months building infrastructure, why don't you focus on customer acquisition, training delivery, market development by leveraging an existing globally recognized brand and ecosystem by partnering with AI certs, right? Where it could be a win-win for both. While the curriculum, the certification, the exams, the update, the tools, the go-to market support, everything is already available. So that's where, a partnership makes sense, adds value, right? Most successful partnerships happen because partners focus on what they do best and leverage experts for everything else. So we are a certification body. That's what we do best. We develop certification programs in AI and blockchain, emerging technology. So that's where I would see this partnership as the best opportunity to enter the market. I would call it the fastest route, right? So again, moving on to scenario B, that is exactly what I just spoke about. That this partnership will help you launch these programs not in months and maybe even a year, but in weeks. Right? When you evaluate any partnership, the credibility always matters, right? How many learners, how many countries, how many certifications, how many existing partners. So my next slide is going to demonstrate, I'll be honest, I think this is an outdated slide. As we speak, we now operate in over 150 plus countries. We have over a 300 plus, more than that, global partner network. We are spread across the globe, catering to a global audience through our global partner network and ecosystem in place. So here we've just put in some names you might some of you might recognize these training partners. You might see Fastlane, Lumify, right? So of course the credibility matters. So these numbers are just demonstrating that the platform, the framework, the process, the ecosystem, the brand, the recognition, the global recognition already exists. There is already an ecosystem in place, an infrastructure in place. So I'd just like to leave you with one thought right before Ben takes over the conversation. Uh, and of course, I will be handing over the deck to Ben, of course. But before that, I want to leave you guys with one last question, right? Or one thought, I might say. Organizations are actively allocating budgets, right? The skill gap is there. So the real question I want to ask is, how quickly are you looking to position your business to participate in this AI demand that exists? So I just want to understand or leave you guys with that thought on how do you want to position your business into this huge AI demand that exists? And over to you, Ben. I think you can take them through the rest of the session.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, we just spent 30 minutes taking you guys through kind of the teeing up of things. So I'm going to turn off my video. It seems a little blurry, but um, Freen took you through kind of two important components, one of which is the market demand, right? Clearly, everyone is spending a lot of money on purchasing AI technologies. In fact, just this week, IBM announced they're actually seeing an impact on companies buying non-AI software because they're buying so much AI software. They're using their software budget on AI purchases. And as Afreen outlined, what's happening now is there's a growing gap between the licensing and deployment of the AI technologies and making sure that people can use it effectively, right? And this is that gap that she mentioned. And that gap is actually widening because they're spending more money on AI technologies. The AI technologies continue to improve, yet there's always that classic lag of people catching up and using that technology, and that gap is widening. Now, if the market demand exists, Afreen also took us through that the demand is taking a shape that we typically in the past haven't seen, which is they're not interested in training, they're interested in validated outcomes. And what I mean by that is enterprises are looking to gain a capability. And that capability comes from obviously getting their individuals ready, but also getting the entire organization using AI effectively. And this is different. This isn't about, rolling out AI to a technical team, right? This is companies that are licensing technologies like Microsoft Copilot for everyone inside their organization because they want to have an enterprise-wide capability. Well, that's now shaping the demand for things like certification. That is a validated outcome. It is increasing the demand for multiple ways for people to acquire those skills and those capabilities, not just instructor-led, but also e-learning. They're looking for that enterprise-wide solution. And then Afreen wrapped up in terms of the need of the partner is always been, well, I need to have the content. I need to have the subject matter experts to write the content, and also, if you're doing instructor-led, to deliver it. And of course, AI is changing so quickly that the ability for partners to do this themselves increasingly is becoming more and more difficult. This is why we created all these different partner programs. Now, what have we done to help our partners, right? One of which is we have gone ahead and created the courses. The courses can be delivered instructor-led, and they can also be delivered self-paced. So there's an instructor-led student kit, an instructor-led instructor kit. There's also self-paced e-learning. Now, the way that we have approached this, again, is a little bit different than historically we've seen in the training industry, in so much as these companies are rolling out their AI technologies to everyone, it is quite apparent that different roles use AI differently. And to some degree, this makes sense, right? If I give everyone Microsoft Copilot, or if I give everyone OpenAI ChatGPT, the person in marketing is going to use it differently than the person in legal or in finance or in HR. So we have taken the approach of doing role-specific, vendor-aligned certification programs. Role-specific, well, we have certifications for people that are in legal roles, HR roles, all the common roles that exist inside the enterprise. We're also vendor aligned in so much as we're not vendor neutral. In our courses, we go in and not only explain what is AI, how is it being used by this specific role, we also showcase and highlight specific apps and tools and technologies used by that role. So the project management certification program highlights different tools and apps than what you're going to see a lawyer using or a person in HR using as well. So we're aligned to the different vendors out there. Now, the key thing, of course, on the content side of things is, well, there's hundreds of us here in AI CERTs. Literally, gosh, I think we're 400, 500 people. Nowadays, it's honestly hard for me to keep track. There's hundreds of
That's
people
right.
creating this content, keeping it up to date, right? Because not only do you need to have all these different offerings specific to every role, you have to keep them up to date, right? Now, If on the content side, everything leads to getting people ready to pass the related certification exams. This is where we offer, and it's included in the cost of every course, which again is a little bit different. It's included in the cost of every course, an online proctored exam. We use, of course, things like AI to monitor the student test taker, the candidate, as we call them. We make sure that there's no cheating and all the rest. And we are aligned to the global standard for certification bodies. This means we follow the rules and the processes to make sure that our certifications are credible. Now, the way that we do this is our courses are available not just role specific, not just instructor led or e learning, they're available as 1 day or 5 day courses, short, stackable courses, or for individuals and teams and companies that really want to go deep, we offer those more in depth 5 day courses. Now, of course, I guess pun intended, of course, when you go ahead and pass the exam, when you go ahead and complete the course, we offer digital credentials. Now, this is increasingly becoming really important to enterprises. Not only do they want to make sure that every role is getting role specific outcomes, not only do they want to make sure that they are certified, that there's a validated outcome, they also want a way to make sure that these are tracked and managed. And this is what these digital credentials do. They're stored on a technology called blockchain. All that means is it is stored in a public ledger. Think of it from an accounting point of view, where these things are independently verified so that when a person goes in and says, well, Ben says he took this course and he passed the exam, they can actually go and click on this digital credential and verify it. And this secure credential is tamper-proof. It's something that can't be edited or changed only by the organization like us that issued it. This is a really specific need around enterprises. Why? Because as enterprises start to roll out their AI technologies, they also understand there's a risk to using AI. And this is one of the things that over the last 18 months has become more and more important when our partners talk to their customers. They're like, well, one, I need to make sure that people are able to use my AI technologies effectively because I understand there's a risk of them not using it and understanding that it's a tool. It sounds like it's authoritative, but it's a tool, and they want to be able to keep track of these things. They want to be able to do internal audits. They want to be able to make sure that they can go and internally verify that everyone, including Ben Watson inside their company, went and took this. Now, in addition to having the course content and the exam, this online proctored exam that results in the secure, digital, verifiable credentials, we work with our partners on the go-to-market side of things. And like Afreen said earlier, the demand is out there. There's no doubt about the demand. The problem is, how do you connect your solutions to that demand? Well, that's where our marketing support comes in. And it's tons of it. I just this morning did a 90-minute workshop with a select group of our partners. And, you know, I log into our partner portal. This is available to all of our partners. And I show them all the marketing assets. And we're already over 1,100 marketing files that our partners can download, edit, customize, co-brand, right? So we have these, you know, we call them assets. Think of things like PDFs, graphics, videos, text, templates. We use Canva as one of our core marketing technologies, like Adobe. Think of it in that way. Very easy for our partners to open up these files and edit them and make them their own. There's this partner portal. We work with our partners to do co-branded, co-delivered webinars so that the partner helps to go and find the webinar attendees. We supply the speaker, and that webinar generates leads specific to that partner. And then, of course, if you're delivering our courses in an instructor-led model, then we offer the train the trainer. People have to be, your instructors have to be certified to deliver that course. If you don't have your own instructor, many of our larger partners offer their own instructors available for hire, right? They're called talent for hire programs. So even if you don't offer or have those instructors yourself, you can find them from, I don't know, gosh, we have several hundred certified instructors nowadays. Many of them are independent contract instructors. Many of our larger partners offer up their own instructors for hire, and you can have your own um, train your own instructors. And then, of course, when you log into the dashboard, I'll show you a screenshot in a moment. You have all the analytics, right? What are your students up to? What's their progress? Have they passed the exam? All your enrollment information and all the rest. In fact, Efrain, let's go to the next slide. Let's keep on going. We got 18 minutes left on this day. This is one that
Absolutely.
there's lots of stuff to go through. This is an example of our portfolio, right? Obviously, now we're over 80, I heard of as of this morning. I can't fit 80 boxes on the slide, right? So you can go to AI CERTs.ai. You can look at the entire portfolio. But I wanted to show the diversity of these 80 plus different certification programs because this is a big competitive advantage to our partners. Our partners target often mid-market companies, mid-market, 500 to 5,000 employees, right? Big enough that they have money to spend, not too big that you're getting tangled up on legal review, data privacy reviews, finance reviews, compliance reviews. Mid-market is a sweet spot. These mid-market companies that our partners are going after, they want a solution for everyone inside their enterprise. They don't want generic training. They don't want to do, oh, here's a workshop, right? They now know that if they don't have role-specific training available, then the people in those roles that now have access to these technologies, they don't use it effectively. They're like, okay, it's just another tool. No. This is how lawyers use it. This is how marketing people use AI. This is how salespeople use AI. So you can see here in this list, customer service, right? Developers, engineers, doctors. Let me pause on that for a moment. That's in that middle column. Not only do we offer role-specific certifications, we also are going deeper day by day. This is why we're up at 80 already, into industry-specific job roles. What do I mean by that? Healthcare. We have a certification called AI Plus Healthcare. It is designed for anyone in healthcare. It gives you the fundamentals of how AI is being used in healthcare, examples of the technologies and the case studies. But we've also come out with AI Plus Doctor for doctors, AI Plus Nurse for nurses. If you're an organization, a training organization going into or servicing the needs of the healthcare industry, this is exactly what healthcare organizations are looking for. Standard roles within their organization for people in HR, legal, finance, marketing, and then as available, role specific industry focus like doctor, nurse, billing coordinator, billing administrator, and things like that. Again, if you look at this slide, even on the right-hand side, we have AI Plus for everyone. We have AI Plus Executive. This is for leaders and managers. Again, if there's not a specific role available, we have these standard certifications. This allows our partners to go in, and it doesn't matter the organization, to go in and say, I have something for every person in every one of your teams. This is exactly what the enterprises are looking for. An enterprise-wide solution available as needed instructor-led or self-paced, available in different levels of depth, 1 day, 8 hours, 5 day, 40 hours worth of training that are all stackable. Let's go to the next slide. The other thing we did just recently, just a couple of months ago, is partners traditionally, when they work with us, they sell individual courses. What does this person need? What does this team need? What does this company need? Let's add up all the courses. And the feedback from our customers have been, I love all these role-specific courses of different depths and different delivery modalities, but I need an easy way to go and buy this, right? Because before it was like, well, this person needs these 3 courses, this person needs these 2 courses, it's a different price for him, this is 2, this is 3. So we created a subscription called AI Plus All Access. And by gosh, our partners and our customers, they love it, because this is a 12-month subscription at a fixed price, and it includes everything that we offer, both what we offer today and what we're going to offer in the future. Now, there are companies that are not going to need all 80 plus certification programs, but what they have now is a fixed price per employee. And that employee can go and take those courses, those certification programs specific to their role. They also can take ones that are adjacent to them. Maybe I'm in sales, I want to get into marketing. This is an all access pass, right? And this is great because now, as the company grows deeper and deeper into their AI capabilities, people can start off and taking the fundamental courses. They can go deeper. They've already purchased this all access subscription. So many of our customers, of our partners, love this simplicity, because now you go in and you say, how many employees do you have? I have 500. Great. Here's an all access pass. It's an e-learning solution. And then for those that need instructor led, obviously for partners, that's more expensive. They're going to go and buy instructor led classes to deliver in combination with this self-paced e-learning all access pass. Now, let's go to the next slide. 4 different partner programs. We touched on this earlier when Freen was going through it, but different partners require different go-to-market partner programs. So we have your standard authorized training partner, right? This is training companies. This is ed tech. These are platform companies, right? We have that ability where you can sign up and become an authorized training partner. We also have academic partners. They get a different price, right? Their needs are a little bit different, right? This is designed for university, colleges, high schools, vocational institutes, right? This is designed for academic partners who are selling into the academic market, or they may actually be a university, right? And in this academic market, they typically need to serve the needs of faculty, the professors, and all the rest, the needs of their students. And these students typically are students who are either looking to get their first job or they are career changers, right? But we have a partner program for academics. We also work with a lot of industry associations. In fact, one of our most recent ones is we work with the Institute for Internal Auditors. They have 250,000 internal auditors as part of their association, and they are a partner of ours. Likewise, there's many associations out there saying, I want to partner with AI CERTs, and I want to offer these things as member benefits to my association. And then we also have an affiliate program. An affiliate program is really designed for individuals or small companies who simply want to send people to our online store. they buy the e-learning. They can't buy, obviously, the instructor-led. They buy the e-learning, and we give them a percentage or a commission on every one of those deals, right? And those are called our affiliate partner programs. All 4 programs are designed for the needs of that type of partnership. Traditional authorized training, academic, associations, and affiliates. Now, what do you get when you become a partner? You get access to this partner portal. You can go and track course usage, your learners. You can access the marketing thing where that 1,100 files exists. You can see these analytic dashboards, right? This gives you the ability to see what your students are up to, where they need to go to next. All right, let's go to the next slide. Now, when it comes to the course itself, right? All of our courses, whether it's instructor-led, right? So you're in a classroom, often nowadays virtual, the instructor is presenting PowerPoint slides, there's hands-on lab and things like this. If you're taking a self-paced course, everyone has access to the e-learning version. Even our instructor-led students, we include the e-learning version. And the reason why we do that is when we went and built these courses to prepare people for the related certification exam, we wanted to give people the ability to have choices, okay? And the choice is you can learn by watching a video, listening to an audio version, listening to a podcast. There's even an ebook in there, and you have access to an AI mentor. So we call this a multimodality, right? 4 ways of learning: video, podcast, audiobook, ebook, plus access to an AI mentor. Now you can switch between these modalities depending on how much time you have and where you're at. I take my dogs out. I have 2 dogs. When I take them out for walks, I listen to podcasts on my phone. When I need to go and complete my labs, many of our 5-day courses have hands-on labs. I sit down at my desktop and I use my laptop, right? Lots of different ways of consuming the content. Now, again, if you look out there in the marketplace, many of these courses around AI, helping people get ready, they're generic, they're video based. Well, they don't have the luxury of working with a partner like us where we have hundreds of people and we have dozens of teams whose sole job is create the podcast, create the video, create the ebook, do the audio version of the ebook, right? Keep that AI mentor up to date, create the certification exams. Same experience whether you're an instructor-led student or a self-paced student. All right, next slide. Now, how do you become a partner? Right? We went through the market demand. We went through how the needs of the training is a little bit different. This is an enterprise driven market. They have higher requirements. They want validated outcomes. They want assurance that those credentials remain valid, that they're secure and verified. We went through the different ways of delivering that training. We went through the different partner programs. Now, if at the end of this, you're like, okay, I'm interested, I want to learn more, what are my next steps? Think about those programs that we offer, the certification programs. Go to the website, look at out of that 80 and say, do I have an understanding of what AI CERTs offers and what do I think my customers, both your current customers and future customers, would want? We have very few partners offering all 80. One of our courses is on quantum computing. There's only 3 instructors worldwide certified to teach the course. That's a very specific course, right? Most of our partners curate our portfolio. They offer a selection of it. 2, now that you understand what you think you want to offer from our portfolio, choose your partner program. 4 different partner programs. Most of our partners fit into commercial training providers, the Authorized Training Partner Program, or ATP. The second largest partner program is our academic partner program, our Authorized Academic Partners, or AAPs. Maybe you're an association. Maybe you just want to do referrals and get paid based on what that referee purchased. You want to go through that, sign the agreement. This is where Afreen and our partnership team comes in. They work with you step by step through all these different things. Once you sign the agreement, we take you through an onboarding process. We take you through how to use the partner programs, how the enrollment process works, how the exams work, right? How the learning management system where your learners go to launch their courses. So there's a learner portal, there's a partner portal, there's a portal for trainers, 3 different portals. And then we work with you on stage 4. All right, you now understand the program, you now understand all the bits and pieces, how the portals work, what's available where. Now we work with you to get ready to launch. And then you go ahead and launch, and then you start to scale because many of our partners start off very specific solutions, and then they go, now that I know this is working for this target audience, we call them ideal customer profiles. They expand to another ideal customer profile, another target, another industry, and then so on and so forth. But they start small and focused, they get going, and then they continue to expand what they offer. All right, let's go to the next slide. Now, this really comes down to, and I have 2 QR codes at the end to make it easy for people. This really comes down to if you're interested in offering AI readiness certification programs that are role focused and vendor aligned, I want you to think of us. Okay. Many of our partners come to us, they've already tried this. They're like, I've tried the workshops, I've tried going after this. Everything's moving quickly, everything's changing. No one wants generic stuff anymore. I really need to have a turnkey solution. That's exactly what we offer, a turnkey solution. We give you the courses, we give you the exams, we give you all the marketing support. We train your sales team. Your responsibility is, if you do instructor-led, you're going to have trainers. And your responsibility is going out and finding the demand, using your understanding of your target industries, the companies you want to go after, and going after them, knowing that you have this robust turnkey offering. All right, let's go to the next slide, right? You bring the people, we bring the credentials, the infrastructure, the programs, the support. You focus on finding the demand. We focus on helping you then fulfill those agreements that you have. Next slide. 2 things to scan. Obviously, you're going to get access to this recording afterwards, so you can scan it then. One is you want to learn more about the AI CERTs Partner Program, scan this or go to aicerts.ai and click on Become a Partner. Next slide. The other one, and this is probably the most important thing, is if anything we covered in today's session interests you, reach out to us, book a meeting with us, one-on-one. This is where our free and our team, you're going to schedule time with our Americas. We also have EMEA and APAC partnership teams. We have 500 plus partners. Schedule time with Afreen and her team and have an exploratory conversation. Reach out and get deeper into it. All right, Afreen, what do you have to say on that? And then let's wrap things up. Does that all make sense to you?
Absolutely, Ben. I think we covered everything and we let everyone go. I'm just waiting to catch up with everyone, hoping to catch up and connect with everyone soon. So, and let's have a great conversation. So please feel free to reach out to my team. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, no risk. Reach out and schedule a meeting with us. Maybe you can learn more about the market. Maybe you can learn more about best practices. It's your chance to pick the brains of the largest AI certification body in the world.
Absolutely.
Hundreds of partners, hundreds of thousands of learners.
Absolutely. Just reach out to us if you have a use case and you want to just discuss that with us. Anything pertaining to AI, a use case you have, anything at all, a pain point, let's connect. Looking forward to connecting with everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ben.
All right, let's wrap it up. What do we have to say to let these people go?
Yes, Akash, anything from your end?
Sure. Thank you, Ben and Afreen. That was incredible insightful session. Thanks again. Have a great day.